Yes!
Hey everyone, Dante here with the Raging Geek, and today we're going to take a look at Iron Studios' Dungeons and Dragons Tiamat. You know, Tiamat, one of the iconic figures from the Dungeons and Dragons universe. This particular Tiamat is from the 1980s cartoon series, so this was extra special as far as I was concerned. I'm a big lover of the 1980s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon series. I've never seen a statue like this before. This is probably the biggest depiction I've ever seen of anything from the Dungeons and Dragons 1980s cartoon series. So I'm really excited to get this opened up. So let's get started. This is a really big box. The measurements are, let's take a look. So the measurements are 34 inches long, 16 inches wide, and the height is just under 27 inches. So, a very big box. The model itself, not quite as big. I'll provide those measurements after I open it up. Really excited. Let's open this up now. This is Dungeons and Dragons Tiamat from the 1980s cartoon series. This is from Iron Studios, and I got this from Sideshow Collectibles. This is a limited edition statue. Let's get started. So, unboxing, this is what we're looking at. The box, really impressive with the classic red basic set look and font. Cartoon villains, Tiamat. This is a 1 to 20 scale. I'll zoom up close. Really cool. Loving the red box. Let's open it. Out of the red box, this is what you're looking at. This thing, I have to say, is a beast. Let's continue. I will unstrap it. Definitely a lot going on here. Wow. It's like, let's just wrap this up and put it away. So this is the lower compartment that has the base, the Tiamat body, and the heads. And I'm going to start taking these out one by one, and I'll video through the progress of putting this together. You know, I haven't really seen any instructions easily noticeable, but you know, as soon as I see those, I'll definitely refer to them and we'll take a peek. But I mean, I'm hoping you know, you can, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, as long as you have the picture as a guide, you should be able to put it together. But there are a number of small accessories, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out as we go along. But I'll take out the base first, and hopefully I have a place big enough. That's another thing. When you get this model, or if you anticipate getting this model, I would really do your homework as far as where you're going to put it, because this is quite a large model. And you know, it's not only long, it's tall. So, you know, your standard shelf probably won't accommodate this. You know, not to mention how deep it is. So this is where I'm hoping to put it. It's on top of a shelf here. You know, I have a number of comics and pops and other statues, but a lot of D&D stuff theme stuff I have here. So I'm hoping to put this up here. Now, the space I have set aside is 30 by 15, so I'm hoping that's enough to accommodate the statue. We'll find out. I'm going to put up the base now. Let's see how it looks. So just a quick look at the bottom of the base before I put it up. This is what you're looking at. Pretty cool. I'm going to put this up now. See how it sits. So this is how I have it set up right now. You know, until I get the Tiamat actually standing on this thing, I'm not going to know how I'm going to position the statue. So I'm going to get Tiamat now. Let's put them up, and then from there it'll be easy to kind of figure out how this thing's going to be positioned. My biggest worry is the wings. You know, because they probably are going to span out a bit, and you know, then that's where you run into space issues. So let's see what happens. I'm going to put Tiamat up now. So this is how Tiamat looks standing. I think we're going to be good. You know, I got a lot of width to play with, not too much depth to play with, but I think height-wise, we're just going to make it. And it's going to be a tight fit, but it's going to fit, I think. But let's you know, I still have my fingers crossed, but this is what we're looking at. You know, definitely want to position Tiamat looking outward from the corner over here, and you know, from there I'll position it accordingly. So put the tail in. This is what we're looking at. So this is how Tiamat's looking with both arms. I will continue. So this is what we're looking at with all the heads. Seems like we made it height-wise, no issues. Now my biggest fear is putting these wings on, and I'm hoping I have enough, you know, depth as far as, you know, from the wall to the edge of my platform here to accommodate the wings. So fingers crossed still. I think this is the last major hurdle, and then it's pretty much just the details on the base and on Tiamat as far as the main goes. So continuing on. So this is what we're looking at completed. The Dungeons and Dragons Tiamat Diorama battle set. So I got mine for around $1,400 on Sideshow Collectibles. You can also get this direct from Iron Studios. After tax and shipping, you might be looking at somewhere in the ballpark of like $1,650. And this is quite big. On the right, these are the dimensions of the statue diorama. And I'm going to do a full top to bottom close up so you can see what an awesome statue this is. Now, you know, I have to say, if you're a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon fan from the 80s, this is a must-have statue. I mean, you need this statue. You won't be able to sleep knowing this statue's out and not having it. So, let's take a closer look at the splendor that is Dungeons and Dragons Tiamat Diorama battle set. Getting a full look at the back here. She's got the mane going from the back of her head all the way down to the tip of her tail. We have all the heads: ice, poison, electricity, acid, and Tiamat main head. Got Diana jumping over the ice blast. Presto, about to let off a powerful spell. Got Bobby, Sheila there, looking to rescue Bobby. Uni jumping up in terror. Have Hank ready to loose an arrow. And one of my favorite characters, Eric, hiding behind his shield, what he does best. Probably saying something extremely sarcastic at the same time. So taking a look at the details, the paint quality on this is really good. It's a really thick paint. This, it's like it takes the cartoon depiction and it just elevates it by 10. You know, it's like, what if this cartoon came out now? If the 80s cartoon was redone and it came out now, this is how it would look. This is how Tiamat would look. I mean, this is a Tiamat who resembles the character from the 80s, but has a more up-to-date, more vicious look. I want to say of the present time. The details on this statue are great, down to each individual character. Presto, doing his teeth clenching. I love the swirly around the hat, the magical swirl. And there's just so many little details in this diorama. I mean, it's great. I love it. Now, my biggest problem with this statue was the size. You know, as you can see, it's hard to put this statue anywhere near a wall, unless you have a really deep table or shelf. But I mean, it has to be really deep. I mean, you're talking like 20 plus inches. So I only managed to be able to position the statue kind of diagonally on the shelf I have. It took a while to put together. I mean, there's a lot of little pieces, but Tiamat Diorama battle set. Get yours. Great statue. Great paint, great detail. Couldn't have asked for more. This was the Raging Geek. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come again soon. Take care. Fear not, Ranger. Barbarian. Magician. Thief. Cavalier. And acrobat.
Raging Geek, Retro, all things geek, where geeks can be geeks. Raging Geek, Retro, all things geek, where geeks can be geeks.